you know, you don't really need to be doing stuff 24/7. You probably don't even want to be doing stuff together 24/7. But when you get the opportunity to complement what your opponent is doing like this, now I think if they're a little, I think a little sign of weakness here is that this flamer really isn't needed because these noise marines exist. But I think that part of it is, you know, they weren't even originally planning to be a team, Toilet and Shilzy. I think originally they both had different partners. The partners, for some reason, are off lollygagging, gallivanting, doing whatever. And they were like, okay, can we just join up because we don't know what's up with our partners? So, you know, I think it's a little misstep that if had they had more time together, they would be able to correct. And either way, it still works out fine. And the Noise Marines still up with the bash there. And we see that Nank is in a tough position. Slayer is in a little bit better position to move out here. But again, though, the mere fact this power was even captured there like it was for Shilzy is a bit of a problem. And map control is, again, doing rather nicely for Shilzy and Toilet. So, but I would really like to see from Slayer right now, though, is for him to get his Noise Marines up to this farm here, because that is just kind of sitting pretty barren right now from what the sacrifice basically that Shilzy made to go over to this side to help out Toilet is that he left this up here completely available to just be bashed in all kind of bad ways by these Noise Marines, and all this stuff is just kind of sitting here right now, unfortunately. So in the meantime, we see that Shilzy is the first one that's going to be going tier 2 here, and this makes sense because he did not get grenade launchers on his heretics or anything. He was pretty efficient with this tier 1. You see only one cast Space Marine, unupgraded heretics. The Noise Marines are really the primary power purchase, that and the Kami Flamer. So on the other side of things, we see that Nank is still really rolling with his 3 Guardians and his Farseer. Toilet is ready to go tier 2 whenever he wants. He's got these Assault Space Marines that are going to be able to wreak some havoc of their own. And a bit of a lag burst there, unfortunately, but probably inconsequential, so it seems. On the other side of things, we are seeing that Slayer is managing a nice little push up here. But this whole push, if he doesn't get the power down here, and he doesn't manage to get the tier 2, or someone doesn't manage to do something on that front quickly, is going to be for naught, really, because, you know, obviously Shilzy's already tier 2, Toilet's going tier 2, there are bad things coming down the pipe, or there could be. Now, we are seeing that Shilzy is looking to be a little more conservative here with these Corncast Space Marines, rather than shoving a Blood Crusher down Slayer's throat or Nag's throat or anything. But, you know, again, it's still one of those things, you know, you got to be careful about it. And, you know, if you're looking at that and you see that your opponent was in a position where they really could have been able to go ahead and shove that kind of thing down your throat, it is always just kind of one of those, oof, man, you know, you got to look at that. Meanwhile, Triple Guardians here are going to get all pounced on by the same Assault Space Marine squad, bringing them down and scattering them left and right. If they turn around here, they might be able to get the Farseer. They do refocus, they do get the Farseer. And they're actually not going to bother jumping on these Guardians. They're just going to run right up to them and force them away, save some energy for another day. Still getting a couple kills despite that, even. And meanwhile, we see Cacophony here is keeping the Corncast Space Marines away for a brief bit at least, but not for long, really. And we now have Aspiring Champion Heretics here who are going to do quite the number on these Grenade Launcher Heretics, but they did manage to get that one Barrage Shot up that knocked back a bunch of those heretics and really kept them off of melee. And actually, the Aspiring Champions are in trouble now. They're backing away, and because of the Aspiring Champion, they will survive, it looks like. But it was dangerous for a bit there. Meanwhile, the see a model loss coming down on the Assault Space Marines. They just kind of jump in here. They're doing quite a bit of damage, but you know, both all sides here under fire here for Toil, who's just kind of thrust himself in the middle of all this. He's got Chaos Space Marines to the right, Eldar to the left, and just all kinds of stuff all around. But he does have that Plasma Gun, which is turning that entire division of Chaos Space Marines to turn tail. And a nice little quick sync kill too there, by the way, from the Sergeant to that Tactical Space Marine squad. Meanwhile, he totally is going to pull out the Razorback, so getting that Assault Transport out. Even with not Imperial Guard. going for, I'm going to say something similar, but you know, certainly the closest analog to Chimera and the Space Marine arsenal. With that said, though, Nank has managed to get Tier 2 at this point, and we haven't seen so far what he wants to do in Tier 2. He still seems to be saving requisition or power to get towards some goal, and I'm, again, not quite sure what goal that would be yet. But the Razorback is out and ready, and looking like it's going to push up here. And this is going to be a very strong push now coming from Toilet Lee. There are three Guardians there, but these three Guardians alone are not going to be able to stand out, even just against the Assault Space Marines. You see, they are already retreating the second the Assault Space Marines jump, and part of that is because they're so bunched up. Now, granted, part of the bunching stems from the fact that this is a map, and just a section of the map, too, where you really do need to bunch up quite a bit in order for that... in order for stuff to happen, in order to get all the firepower that you want to get and everything. Just quite a bit of bunching is just about inherently going to go on there. But that said, we do see Slayer having a successful battle over here. They're losing quite a bit of models and health on this one Chaos Space Marine squad. And now that Blastmaster Noise Marine's coming out for Shilsey, Slayer having some successes here and there, but ultimately just economically behind and not really finding a way to get ahead. And that is just killing him right now, unfortunately. Meanwhile, we see Nank is going to try and turn this around with a Falcon, which is not a bad choice, by the way. The Assault Space Marines are going to be the things that are going to make it tough, but the nice thing about the Falcon is that it can stand up to that Razorback, it can stare it in the face, and it can say, hey, my damage is anti-vehicle damage. Now, the problem, though, is that with only three Guardians, well, three Guardians are going to back it up nicely with the repair and everything else, but there isn't a lot of damage to this force composition right now. It's infantry. And the infantry that Toilet Lee is fielding right now is still pretty effective, so... And the biggest issue, of course, here for Nank and Slayer is their complete lack of map control right now. 442 victory points to 84 victory points with a 3 cap. And looks like there just doesn't seem to be anything that's going to go and change that right now. So nice move here by Toilet Lee, actually going to upgrading the reinforced armor plating. Recognizing that the Falcon is going to be effective against this Razorback, but he's going to be able to keep it in battle against that Falcon longer before having to get out of there. The Falcon is not inherently a DPSer, and by the way, we see Bloodlust going down, and may see a Chaos Space Marine because of it. Maybe we've seen the Chaos Sword charge right in the base. He gets him. Yep, down goes that squad. And we're seeing just Reckless Abandon coming in here from Shilsey as Bloodlust just being popped and doing so much damage, so much damage. But Noise Marines hold out with just one of them left there. Razorback might be able to finish that off. It's getting close. It gets it down. But anyway, the basic point though here about the reinforced armor plating, this Falcon will win out in a straight up battle with the Razorback, but it won't kill it fast. Neither is going to kill the other very fast at all. So with the Razorback able to sit there with the reinforced armor plating, just kind of sit there longer, right? It's able to just stay in battle longer, and it gives Toilet Lee more control on his terms. But Toilet Lee and Shilsey are going to go ahead and take the battle and the round and everything else, and they will go on to round 3 as they take that victory again pretty easily there. So 2 pretty easy rounds for them so far. Toilet Lee taking champion this time again. Pretty solid as far as the scores there, and just slightly less power. But it looks like Nank describing why he fielded 3x Guardians there. He felt that or thought that Toilet Lee was going IG or Imperial Guard, I should say, guys. Sorry about that. So Imperial Guard, 3 Guardians, it makes sense against Space Marine, very dangerous, as I mentioned before. Not because the 3 Guardians are dangerous to Space Marine, more 3 Guardians are dangerous to the Eldar, who's going up against Space Marine there. So, let's go ahead and see if we can get this next game going up, as I do believe we had one waiting. So.